And I know that you grew up in Brooklyn, but then you moved to Mexico City for your last 2 years of high school, and you said that that experience changed your life forever. How so?
Well, having an international experience when you're growing up just opens the world to you. Suddenly, the world doesn't seem so big and so frightening and so far away. My father was an engineer, and he came home one day during the summer between 10th and 11th grade, and he said, "Hey, guess what? My company is transferring me to Mexico City." And at first, we thought it was, my mom and I, thought it was a joke. I said, nope, they've made me this offer, and I've accepted it, and we're going to go to Mexico City for 2 years. And so 2 weeks later, boom, there I was in Mexico City. I didn't speak a word of Spanish because I had taken 4 years of French, in middle school and my first years of high school. So I had to learn Spanish, which I did. Necesito practicar para recordar mi español. That means I need to practice to remember my Spanish, but I can understand a lot of it. And it was, this fantastic experience where I met people from all over the world, and really came to be, gain a sense of self-confidence, because, when you're kind of dropped in a country and you can't speak the language and you have to kind of fend for yourself and deal. At first, it's really hard. I mean, I went through culture shock the first couple of months, but once I got over that, there's this feeling that you can just go anywhere and do anything. And I went on after college after high school, went to college across the country, travel, around the world. And I feel at home wherever I go. And I really attribute that to having had that international experience growing up.
I know as I'm talking to you this morning, you're in Spain and part of a long tour that's going to be going on the next 2 months. So I'm assuming that's a skill that's been able to be transposed onto you now, international traveler, to go around and rep the books, right?
Yeah, I mean, I love traveling. I love getting lost places. I love getting lost in cities and trying to find my way around, even if I don't speak the language. Kind of feels like a video game. It's like I remember my first time in Japan. The subway system there is just confusing and immense. And I remember I was sitting there, and some people would get really stressed by that. It was fun trying to figure out how to get from point A to point B by changing through all of these different subway lines. It was like playing a video game. So now I'm spending 2 months traveling. First month is all in Europe. I had a number of events with my German publisher. And then I was supposed to visit my son in Thailand. My son, Brendan, lives in Thailand because all of my kids have had international experiences and now are traveling all over the world. So he lives there. And I lost my passport, so I couldn't visit him. So he came to visit me in Europe. And we spent the last week traveling by train around Europe. And just, with no real plans, just trying to figure out what to do next. So we ended up in Bruges and Antwerp. We started off in Frankfurt, and then we went to Vienna and Prague, and just had a fantastic time. And now he went back to Thailand, and I'm here in Malaga, Spain, where I'm spending a week focusing on writing and getting some exercise in. And then I'm going to be doing a number of other things with my Dutch publisher and my German publisher. I'm going to be speaking at the Belgian Book Festival. So, and then after that, as soon as I'm done with all of that, I have a day in the UK where I do some signings of gleanings before pre-publication. And then I fly to the US on November 9th to begin the tour for Gleanings, which is going to be going on through the entire month of November and into early December.